So what I've got here is a bunch of Cokin filters and accessories that I've ordered from the internet, and it has now arrived. Now, these are designed to go on pretty much any lens. So I'll sort of try and describe the system to you a bit. I've never used it before, so I'm also just going to tell you what I've been reading, but I'll show you how this works, I think. So what I've got here, I'll just show you what I've got. I've got two adapters, one for a 67mm lens and one for a 72mm lens, because they're the two lenses I have at the moment that need filtering. I've got a set of gradual ND filters. I've got a filter holder actually is also in that one. In this one I've got a wide angle filter holder which basically holds less slots but is slimmer profile, so you don't get any, you can't see the holder in the thing. I've got a carrying case to keep the filters themselves safe, and I've got a set of full ND filters. Once I've got my hang of the system, I'm probably going to order a few more things. So let's have a look at these things to start with, and in a minute I'll put one on an actual lens and we'll see what happens. So let's put these out of the way for a moment. And we'll start with the gradual ND kit. So in here we've got an ND2, an ND4 and an ND8 filter. These are obviously gradual, so the top half is going to be filtered, whereas the bottom half is basically plain. So let's open this up and see what we've got. So we've got the filter holder itself. Now the filter holder holds, get this out, holds three different filters, so you could stack them up if you need to. And inside of here, carefully remove this, we've got the filters themselves. So in here I'm expecting 3 filters, so let's just slide them out of their packaging, and each one is, as you can probably see now, I'm going to move them over here so you can actually see them without the reflection from the camera. So this one here on the right hand side is our ND2, we've got our ND4 and then our ND8. Now if I take one of these out, we can have a little look at it. So there's our filter. If I hold that up to the camera, put it in front of this lens, you can see what that's doing. So we'll put that back in its little bag. I'm hoping I've got somewhere nice to keep these in the bag in a minute. And if we do the same with the ND2 filter, we'll bring that up to our lens up here. You can see this side, I'll try and move my hand out of the way. This side is light, whereas this side's a bit more, which is now darker. Okay, wait, you can see what's going on. So these are good for when you've got some sort of sunlight, sort of the sky is really bright and the ground is obviously less so they're good for screenshotting, for taking photos in those situations. So we're just going to put the gradual ND fills to one side. Right, so next up we'll have a look at just the full ND filters. I'm not expecting anything particularly different in here other than 3 of them. So let's just slide these out of here, take the little cloth away just in case we need that, and then in here we've got our 3 filters again. So we've got the ND2, we've got the ND4 and we've got the ND8. Now the difference between these ones and the other ones are these ones are complete ND filters, so the whole filter is, so as you can see this ND8 pretty much covers up the whole thing, whereas if we take the ND2 like this, it's a bit less dark, and obviously in this sort of situation, these ones not necessarily terribly useful because I can control the light quite well, but in situations where you can't, this is what you will want to use. So now we've got 6 filters, which is a good number of filters because this carrying case holds 6 filters. Now, before we open that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the different systems. So these are split up into various different categories. So there's the small, medium, and then they've got I think the next one's called X Pro, and I'm not sure what the big one's called, but they are basically basically fit a series of lenses ranging from I think it goes down to about 40, might be even lower, up to at least 100. So for my system, I'm using the medium system here. So this one is 48 to 82. And you can see on the packaging, it all says got this M symbol on it. That means that these filters will always, any of these filters will work on any lens that I get between 48 and 82. In order for that to work, you need these adapters, and so I've got these two here. I've got the 72 and the 67. These are both got the M symbol, so I know they're going to work with these things here, with these holders. So let's have a look at this little case, see what's in here. Put that over there. We'll open this up and see what we've got. So we've got a few bit of, get this out of the way, we don't accidentally eat them. We've got a small strap here and a little clip there as well. So in here we've got little slots here, which hopefully you can see on the camera, for inserting our filters into. So presumably they will just go in there nicely like that, and then you can search through and find out which one you need when you're out and about. You don't necessarily need to take out all of these 6, of just if there are loads of other filters you can get. I'm quite tempted to look at seeing if I can get a polarizing one, sort of reduce reflections and things like that, but we'll see what happens. So that's our case and our little bits that go with that. That's our proper filter, and then we've also got here our wide angle filter holder, and in here we've got just another filter holder here, and this one is just got the space for one filter to be inserted into it, whereas this one obviously has 3. So this will be good for wide angle lenses, like if you got a 14 or maybe even a 16, it might be useful. So let's look at how we actually attach these to a camera. I've got my Canon 700D here. I'm using my nicer camera up there, so you'll excuse me when I do this. So this is currently got just the kit lens on it, which is a 67 millimeter filter size. So if I take this adapter ring out, we can insert this onto the camera. This is our adapter ring. It's just a completely, put your finger through it. It's just an adapter ring. They're not particularly expensive, although I did notice when I bought these, this one here for the 67, let's see if we can get this on without, the 67 one cost me about £9, whereas the 72 millimeter one cost me about £5.99. And when I looked earlier today, I found that they have changed again. I think they may be linked to currencies. So Cokin is a French make by the looks of it. It says Cokin Paris, although on the box, if we look here, it says printed in France on this one, and on this one here it says printed in France as well. But I'm sure I saw on one of them it says printed in the UK. This one's made in China, but it doesn't really matter. And this one was made in the PRC. So yeah, so I don't know where they come from, but let's assume they come from France based on the fact that they say Paris all over them. So what I'm going to do is, once you've got the lens adapter on, you can take your filter holder and slide it up from the bottom, and it will just clip on. So you've got your lens, and you can do that. The next thing you obviously need to do is let's take our ND2 full ND filter, and we insert that into the holder like so. Now you can push that down as necessary, so you can see you've got it covered. Now if we wanted to put in 2, we could do that. Now I don't know how well this is going to show up. Let's put on live view, but there we are. We can take our photos, and if we now remove this filter, obviously it's going to lighten up on the camera screen. So yeah, that's basically how it works. It's a good little system, I think. I'm quite looking forward to going out and giving it a proper try. I'm hopefully going to catch some sunsets and go and give the gradual filters a go. But yeah, we'll give that a go, and I'm going to I will post back with some examples and how I got on with it in the real world. But yeah, a nice little system. The packaging's very nice. You get these nice little flourishes, which is good. But on the whole, nice little system. I'll try and get it all up and running, go and take some photos with it soon. But yeah, so far, very impressive. And not too expensive, because if you've got lots of lenses, like if we've got the 67 on this one, and I've got a 72 on another lens, and it would have been quite expensive, I think, to buy the filters for every size lens that I have. So this obviously works nicely for that, and they're not as expensive as sort of the Lee filters, which I've heard of, which are very expensive. So yeah, good for me for a beginner. This little lot cost me just under £150 at the moment, although I said the prices are fluctuating a bit on Amazon at the moment. But yeah, I think I'm going to give this a go. I will report back with a new video when I've got something else to show you. So thanks for watching.